We can use those 5 minutes to get our S in order. But first, let me get in front of this camera and say how everybody doing this morning. Y'all know what it is. Doom, 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 doom. Friday, that's right, you guys. It's your boy BOOGOTTINYC. Ha! Trump, should other states expect the same from ICE as Minnesota? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Let me get this camera straight right now. I'll be back. How y'all doing this morning? I see who up in here. I see Rebecca Lanyan Bueno, Liberty and Justice. Good morning, everybody. Let's get it going. Let's get this camera nice and tight. Getting used to this. We getting used to this. That's right, we getting used to this. See what we can do this morning. Wow. Want to say good morning to everybody in the chat, all of the family members, everybody that's so loyal that constantly comes through, all of my family / mods. Can't do it without you guys. Appreciate the love. Let me just push that up just a touch. The way baddie does me too. Just a touch. Yeah, let's see. You want to see how it looks on the phone? Pull it across. It's gonna be pretty good right there. I think I like it. I think I like it. Still wasn't able to go outside and get the stand yet because we had work to do yesterday. Had to get into the business. So, you know, gotta do what you gotta do when you gotta do it, you guys. Let me see, making sure I'm on camera here. It looks like I got a little glitch going on the internet right there, but we should be back. Yeah, there we go. I think we got it right now. How everybody doing this morning? What time we got here? Woo, 5:55. That's right, you guys. It's 5:55. It's January the 30th. Y'all ready for a new month? All of y'all lovebirds. I tell y'all one thing. I'm glad I got a little bit of time to talk before I start the show this morning. For some reason, I've been noticing there's been a couple of relationships that have been, transpiring in this chat over here. You know, maybe I have to give you guys a different name. I'm gonna start coming in like love, exciting and new. Come aboard. Someone might get hooked up with you. Y'all a love boat down there, but I appreciate it. That's what I love about y'all. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all be like, where my boo at? Okay, it's time. Somebody said the other day, look here. You my work wife between the 6 and 8, all right? You my work wife between the hours of 6 and 8. I'm like, okay. And then we got Liberty and Justice and Casey and Liberty. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of myself over here. I'm making love, exciting and new happen. I love y'all. Let me give y'all some prayers up in here while I start the show. Let's get into it, you guys. It's your boy Bugatti NYC. Lord, let's do it because I can't do it without you, and you know I don't want to anyway. So let's get it in this morning, you guys. I want to just say thank you for another day being here with my family, my friends, the people that's part of the major reason why I get up and bust my behind every day to keep on being who we are. I want to make sure that you guys understand that. I want to give a shout out to Liberty and Justice. Amen to Batty Lynn. Loving respect to my boy Jeff. Also, who's that over there? I see what my boy Casey at. I see you, Casey. I see you up in here. Jeffrey Spilker, Luigi. Yeah, always showing love. I already know my real people up in here. Rebecca Lanyan Bueno, Joe. Ooh, there you go. All my real fans. Just wanted to say hi to you guys this morning. Sam Champion, Miss Swanza. You know what I'm saying? There's other people that get at me as well. Kendra Walker, can't forget about you. Where's Timogen? And whatever happened to Harley? You know what I'm saying, bro? You could stop in sometime and catch a prayer too. Hope you and your Ferraris and your dog is doing great. Amen. Let's get into it, you guys. Let's go. That's what I'm saying. Great spirits. Have a good time with life. We only get one. It's 4 degrees outside. I mean, like, we got to turn up today. It's Friday, y'all. Just got paid. Doom, doom, Friday night. But nah, that's not how we do it. How we do it over here is, almost. But I'm glad because we need that audio back. Any second now, come on. There we go. I hear you now. Lets me know we're ready to go. That's right. That's just part of it right there. And now, you guys, without any further ado, I bring to you our bottom line. He's got to be ready at this point. I'm ready to go, and they're ready to go. I said it's time to start the show. I hope you're ready, yo, 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 yo. I love doing that. Wind it up. Wind it up. Wind it up. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. Not here quite yet for you, though. I know. You like to slow it down and take your own time. Yeah. Okay. Olay. That's right, you guys. Glad that's out the way, waiting on this guy here. I can count on me, but you never know about electronics. Come on, you guys. Open up those pores. We gotta open up those pores. It's Friday. Even if I don't know the whole open up those pores. Come on, y'all, let's turn up. We gotta open up those pores. And then we come on in like, how do you want it? How does it feel? Coming up as a hitter in the cash game, living in the fast lane. I'm for real. How do you want it? How does it feel? Coming up and in the cash game, living in the fast lane. I'm for real. I love the way you activate your hips and push your. Got a ninja wanting you so bad I'm about to pass out. Wanna dig you, and I can't even lie about it, baby. Just alleviate your clothes. Time to fly about it. Catch you with a club. Oh shit, you got me feeling. Body talking to me, baby. Comprehend the meaning. Now if you wanna roll with me, here's your chance. Doing 80 on the freeway. Police catch me if you can. Forgive me, I'm a rider. Still, I'm just a simple man. All I want is money. Fuck the fame. I'm a simple man. Mr. International, player with a passport. Get you anything you ask for. It's either him or me. Champagne, Hennessy. That was my joint right there. Creep with a whole speed. Peep with a whole need. Bump some more weed, huh? That was my joint right there. But we go back to how do you want it? How does it feel? Coming up as a hitter in the cash game, living in a fast lane. I'm for real. How do you want it? How do you want it? I said, how does it feel? Coming up as a hitter in a cash game, living in a fast lane. I'm for real. Gotta sing safe sometimes, because you ain't no way you're gonna hit those notes like Casey and JoJo. Big shout out to Tupac, Casey and JoJo, Death Row. Now, y'all know that was the time right there, but y'all know what we gotta do right now as well, right? We gotta pump that beat. It's Friday the 30th. That's right, y'all. 2026. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this here's our bottom line. Where we be talking about this and that and chat and this and this and that and that. Where we be talking about this and chat and that and this and this and that. Just got me lit. I love the way you activate your hips and push your ass out. Got a ninja wanting you so bad I'm about to pass out. Wanna dig you, and I can't even lie about it, baby. Just alleviate your clothes. Time to fly about it. You know I'm gonna understand that part right there, right? It's your boy Bugatti NYC. So happy that everybody can be here this Friday morning for another episode of Our Bottom Line. What are we bringing to you? Trending topics, current events, my antics, and the #1 chat in YouTube history. Give yourselves a round of applause as well. So glad that you guys can be here. I see my family's ready to go, so I'm not gonna waste no time. We're gonna keep it on the same note like, I got 5 on it. I got 5 on it. But in this case, I I got 5 on it. I'm going to stack 5 videos at a time, you guys. You know what I want you to do? Do me a favor. Stay on topic. Stay on point. Do your boy a favor and let me know where you're chiming in from, what state, what city, because guess what? I love to go research and find out, this person said Detroit the other day. Boom, I found like 3 things. Oh, Florida never fails. Certain places, and I want to make sure that we're covering everywhere. We go to Cuba, the Congo, wherever it's happening, we there. It's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I said, with no further ado, just gonna keep it moving again. Let's get into these titles. It's time to get it. Trump. Now we got a question: should others states expect the same from ICE as Minnesota? Do you think other states should expect the same thing that happened in Minnesota? That's going to happen if they go to other states. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's keep on moving forward, because we also have that staying in the title this week, this month, this year. Why? Because Minnesota is a hot topic. Ilhan Omar reacts to President Trump claiming attack was staged. Okay, now she has a reaction to what Trump said when he said it probably was staged, someone that she knew. Keep on moving forward. Last but not least, we've got the convicted Albany man who lashes out against a judge. This one's gonna look pretty crazy, you guys. He looks half Debo, half lunatic. Dreads, crazy guy, had to be in Albany, New York, yeah, of all places, right? But guess what? That doesn't mean anything. Time to get it going, you guys. It's our bottom line. It's Friday. Let's get into it, you guys. We're gonna have some wrap-ups, some trending topics. We also got some follow-up stories as well. But without any further ado, like I always do in the morning, I like to bring you some opening stuff from the president. Let's get into it.
Somalian pirates over the years have pirated. Just to finish up on that, the Somalian pirates over the years have pirated, stolen many ships. They would get large amounts of money for the ship. You know, you have $1 billion ship, and the insurance companies didn't want to fight because, you know, some of those ships are very flammable. They're carrying millions of barrels of oil. Very flammable, very dangerous situation if they're shot at. So they wouldn't fight. We notified them a number of months ago. Anybody that does that gets the same treatment as a drug dealer sending their drugs in from Venezuela or...
Just so you know, I want to reiterate on what he said. The pirates, they used to get onto the oil rigs, onto the oil ships, and then they would take them over. And the only way they would give them back is if they would pay a ransom. So that's why they would, and everybody would be scared because you can't do any powing around all of that oil. And it's $1 billion ship. Most of the time they pay the ransom. This is Trump talking about no more. That's not happening no more. They're trying to shut that down.
Or anybody else. As you know, it's 97% down by water. So the drugs coming in by sea or by water is down 97%. Now we're also starting, that was the more difficult route. Now we're starting to do that by land also. It will be, you'll see that happen as they come in and kill our people with drugs. I think the real number is 300,000 people a year, not 100, but whatever it is, it's a lot of people, hundreds of thousands of people. They're going to get hit. But also we added to the list the Somalian pirates that go out on a boat, similar type boat. Actually not quite as fast, not quite as nice as you can imagine, but they get the same missile that we give to the people that are bringing drugs. And so far we haven't seen anybody going out. So the traffic is not being interfered with by people pirating our ships. Not our ships, ships all over the world. I said, make it for any country. We're doing the rest of the world a favor. And it's a very effective favor. But we see very little pirating nowadays. You used to have ships being taken every single, like 2 or 3 a week, these massive ships that be brought in to some place in Somalia, which I don't even know is it a country. We have Ilhan Omar left, and then she gives us lectures on the Constitution of the United States. These people are, what they've done to rip off our country is terrible, but the pirating has essentially stopped. They know that if anybody even makes a move toward a ship, they get the ultimate treatment. They will go to wherever they want to go, but it's probably not going to be to heaven. I can't.
Yo, your boy be just dropping them on you. You're like,
imagine, but they get hit very hard, just like a drug dealer, just like the boats, the ships that are coming in. Every boat that comes in with drugs on it that we take out, we just saved 25,000 American lives. Each boat is the equivalent of saving 25,000 American, mostly American, but American lives. So.
All right, you guys, that's it. We only got to take 2 minutes off the top of that. That was kind of crazy right there. Your boy don't be holding back. That's like, yes, y'all see it. He always get right to the point. He does not play. Let's keep on moving forward because he actually is going to do something right now and offer Lee Zeldin a very important job of something that has not been seen, talked about, or heard in a very long time. When is the last time we reported something about the wild brush fires or the fires? I'm sorry, I want to categorize this correctly. The fires in California. When have they brought up anything about testing the air or probably any timeline of when people can go back into their homes or try to start rebuilding? Not at all, have they? So I think this time probably for the government to step in is what they're planning on doing now and overriding the state because they say that they can. Watch this right here, what Trump is about to do. He's planning on sending Lee Zeldin in, and I had to get to this, but watch.
They were burned. Nobody's ever seen anything like it, but all so unnecessary that it happened. But we got it all done in 20 days, the whole place. And yet now, still, more than a year later, they don't have permits. Almost nobody is building. So I haven't told this to Lee Zeldin yet, but I'm going to put you in charge of getting permits. I think we're going to override the local authorities because they're never going to have it. And when I was told that there's a provision where you can override the local authority to get things done.
See. That's a good idea, but
because it's really, to me, it's a national emergency. What they've done to these people is horrible. It's just horrible. And they'll still vote Democrat. Can you believe it? After all, it's just, they get used to it. Although I must say we converted many. We'll probably convert a lot more. But I just want them to get into their houses. And I don't want a big section of the area built into low-income housing. They want to put low-income housing right smack in the middle of it. And it's not the American dream, you know? You didn't do that. And low-income housing is great. I built a lot of low-income housing, but you don't put it there. This is one of the richest neighborhoods in the world, and we're going to let those people, and I recommended strongly that everybody gets the approval, immediate approval to build a house, and you give them a 10% bonus so they can build a house 10% larger than they had before if they want, for all the suffering they've been caused. So they can build a little bit bigger house. So Lee, if you want, will you accept the job? He's under a lot of stress. Okay, all right? Override those people. Those people are incompetent. Between the mayor and the governor, they're incompetent. They'll never get approved.
I hope it happens, you guys, for the sake of the people. I have a little bit of feelings about that low-income housing situation, too. I got to be honest with you. If I move to a certain place for a certain reason, I wouldn't like low-income housing either. I wouldn't want the niggering like myself moving in. Don't need them niggering. What was that show, The Boondocks, when Gangstalicious moved into the neighborhood and turned everything topsy-turvy. Let's keep on moving forward. Gangstalicious. That's gay, Gangstalicious. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. I ain't say the word. I cut it. Let's keep on moving forward. He says time is running out for Iran as well. Keep on moving forward. We're getting everything that we can when it comes down to all our leading stories. Let's get it out. Check it out. Let's get it out.
Trump is now giving a dire warning to Iranian leadership, writing on Truth Social this morning that a massive armada is heading towards Iran and is ready to, quote, fulfill its mission with speed and violence if necessary. Chief National Security Correspondent Jennifer Griffin is tracking the latest for us on this. And Jennifer, it sounds like Iranian leaders are now responding with their own warning. What can you tell us?
That's right, Bill. In fact, the rhetoric is getting increasingly heated from the leaders in Iran. We have a statement from one of those leaders in which he said that any U.S. strike would be met with an immediate response, unprecedented, he described. We also heard from Iran's foreign minister that the armed forces in Iran have their fingers on the trigger, and the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei himself said that any illusion that any U.S. strikes strikes would be limited is an illusion at that. The president, however, is deploying a clear carrot and stick strategy toward Iran. The USS Abraham Lincoln Aircraft Carrier Strike Group is now in CENTCOM control with its 3 guided missile destroyers and dozens of combat aircraft, including stealth F-35 fighter jets and FA-18 fighter jets, and literally hundreds.
That just sounds like, oh yeah? Click, click. What was you saying now? Whoo, whoo. Like when Mask pulled out all them hammers at one time. What did you say you was going to do now? Get out of here. Okay, we don't send that type of artillery over there for nothing. We're not wasting gas just to bust a U-turn. Trust me.
Of Tomahawk cruise missiles capable of reaching Iranian targets. President Trump also offering an olive branch.
We gonna
There's
give you a
another
chance.
beautiful armada floating beautifully toward Iran right now. So we'll see. I hope they make a deal. I hope they make a deal. They should have made a deal the first time they'd have a country.
The protests may have ebbed, but they will spark up again in the future because this regime, unless they are willing to change and or leave, have no way of addressing the legitimate and consistent complaints of the people of Iran who deserve better.
Man, listen, I'm telling you, all of those, that you're not going to just be pulling out all that artillery for no reason, just to be talking. I'm telling you now. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Double tap that screen if you appreciate the content that you're getting right now. Also, the way we got live coverage of, well, a lot of coverage of everything that's actually happening right now, but as it's going on. Let's get on over to Minneapolis. We got the U.S. border of your uncle Tom Homan. That's right, you guys. He holds a press conference and he doubles down. I don't know why they thought sending Tom Homan over there was going to be something calmer. Oh man, that's like telling Chris Brown to go somewhere and don't dance. Like, Chris Brown, don't dance, and music come on all night. He gonna be like this, like it ain't gonna work. It's just not gonna work. Let's keep on moving, y'all.
Right here, sir. As long as actually a snooze up. Everybody I've spoken with agrees that if somebody has a violent criminal history and is a fugitive, they don't want them as their neighbor. But when you're talking about a targeted operation, and are you talking about targeting people whose crime is coming to this country, or is it a more specific definition now?
All operations will be targeted, but the prioritization are going to be criminal aliens, public safety threats, and national security threats. I've met with Marcos and his staff. We got to allow them. We got to allow them to keep us busy. So that would be our focus.
So that is enough that's what, there is not going to be a focus on people who have no other crimes except for their status.
If you're in the country illegally, you're never off the table. But prioritization doesn't mean forget, but you forget about everybody. So let me say this. If the message we send is you can enter this country illegally, it's a crime, don't worry about it. You can have your due process, show up in court, not show up in court, get ordered removed, don't worry about it. Unless you commit a serious crime, you're good to go. If that's the message we send to the world, you're never going to fix this problem. The most vulnerable people in the world will make that dangerous journey like they did under the Joe Biden administration. Over 4,000 aliens died making that journey. And again, a significant increase in sex trafficking. Because when they did that and opened those borders up saying, we're not going to detain you, we're going to give you free health care, we're going to fly you to the city of your choice, put you in a free hotel room, give you 3 meals a day, and give you work authorization, we're just going to bring you in. And when they did...
Driver's license, with food stamps, homes. We got homeless people out in the street right now that are veterans that they were skipping over and giving them homes, licenses, driver's licenses, food stamps. Yeah, he's not lying about that. I can't lie about that. That's straight up and down what was going on.
Did that, they sent a message to the whole world, you can come and do this. And what happened? They overwhelmed the men and women of the Border Patrol, where many days 70% of agents were pulled off that line. 70%. You don't think the criminal cartels had a field day with that? They created gaps for the cartels do their activity. And that's why you've seen the rise in fentanyl overdose. That's why you saw the rise in sex trafficking. The 2 million plus known gotaways, why did they pay more to get away? Why didn't they pay less? Turn yourself in, get released within 24 hours. You get a free airline ticket to the city of your choice. We're going to give you a free hotel room, and we'll give you free food and free medical care. And you'll get work authorization in 6 months. Why did 2 million people choose to pay more not to take advantage of that giveaway program? They didn't want to be vetted. They didn't want to be fingerprinted.
Okay, let's keep on moving forward, you guys. How many people agree with what he just said? Let me get a thumbs up if you agree with Tom Homan with what he said. He said the people that did not want to do it the right way didn't want to be vetted. What do you think? If you think that's true, thumbs up. If you think not, then thumbs down. Got to keep on moving forward. We got to get on over to Minnesota, where Ilhan Omar reacts to Trump claiming the attack on her was staged. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's go. We got one of your favorite people here, Ilhan Omar.
First off, watching this last night, when this man charged you, you initially went after him and raised your fist in that moment. That was your first reaction. What would have happened, do you think, if you had gotten to him before your security tackled him?
Well, I'm fortunate
Good morning,
I didn't
guys.
get to him because I'd probably be catching charges as well.
I mean, just that.
Well, I'm fortunate I didn't get to him because I'd probably be catching charges as well.
I mean, just that moment, that instinct. And I should note, we are so grateful that you're okay. Obviously, we checked in with you and your team last night. I know you were dealing with the aftermath of this. You continued your town hall. They wanted you to go get checked out. You said no, you wanted to finish speaking first. Why was that important for you?
Well, I realized a long time ago that whether it is the president's dangerous rhetoric, whether it is the death threats that I get, whether it is the right-wing vitriol, or this man attacking me last night, their ultimate goal is to stop me from being a public servant, from serving my constituents with the dignity and the honor that they deserve. And last night, I was carrying out a promise I made to my constituents that I would hold a town hall every single month and be able to give them feedback on what I've been doing in Washington, D.C., and be able to answer their questions. And so it was really important for me in that moment to not allow this person intimidate me into running out of that room and canceling that town hall. My constituents deserve to have their congresswoman continue to do the work that they elected her to do, and that is my promise, and I will continue to do that.
I mean, and you are someone, you and I have spoken about this before, you have faced a lot of threats. I mean, what was going through your mind in that moment? It must have been scary as well.
Well, I initially thought that the person spit on me. I saw, some liquids that landed on the podium and on some of the papers that I was reading my report from. And so, it was a human reaction to want to do something to someone that is trying to degrade you in that kind of way, because I've never been able to back down to cowards who act in ways that are disgusting in society.
Yeah, and it was disgusting and cowardly, obviously, and he is now facing charges, potentially federal charges from Capitol Police, and
for spraying apple cider vinegar. He probably gonna get some disruption charges and probably an assault, but nothing major. It was apple cider vinegar. We figured that out yesterday. We're gonna keep on moving forward. More information about President Trump as he hits back at a free plan with the fire. Check this out right here. What the hell? I hate when I do not like when Apple do spell check. It always make you say something stupid. Trump hits back at Frey. That's right, Fry, Mayor Fry, and says he's playing with fire. That's what he was. Because basically he already had a conversation with who's that? Tim Walz. You guys don't like when I say the other name. So Trump had a conversation with Tim Walz. They were supposed to come to some common ground. But Mayor Frey, whatever his name is, does not want to come to and see the common ground that they're trying to bring together. So here's a bit of an alert from what Trump has to say in regards to Mayor Frey.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, after Frey's meeting with the border czar Tom Homan yesterday, the president posting this on Truth Social. Frey just stated that Minneapolis does not and will not enforce federal immigration laws. This statement's a very serious violation of the law. He is playing with fire. So Mark Thiessen, Fox News contributor. So the president posted that, I guess, about 90 minutes ago, I do believe, based on the clock. And the mayor of Minneapolis went to his social media account and said the following: the job of our police is to keep people safe, not enforce federal immigration laws. I want them preventing homicides, not hunting down a working dad who contributes to Minneapolis and is from Ecuador. Everybody should feel safe calling 911. The disconnect continues.
Still doubling
Based
down.
on that
Yeah.
exchange, I don't see a meeting of the minds just yet. Do you?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Nope, that's all we needed. We'll keep on moving forward. We don't really get context, especially when it's not somebody we really run with, but that was enough. I'm so sorry. That's how I feel about that situation. We got what we needed. We're out. Choo! And we got to keep on moving over to Washington, where more serious things are going on with Kentucky. Rand Paul. That's right, Alex Pratt. He says the pow-powing, and he said something about the brandishing of the pow-powing, that he does not feel that. Matter of fact, here we go. Certain words, it's just those certain words that we know that we gotta skip over, that we won't get in trouble for saying.
Can we get your reaction to the Alex Petty incident?
One right here.
Can we get your reaction to the Alex Petty incident over the weekend?
Yeah. We're going to have hearings on this. We've invited 3 of the prominent leaders from the Department of Human Services on immigration.
Certain words you just can't say.
And we're going to discuss the question of whether or not filming someone, as I see is going on right now, whether that could be considered to be assault, whether retreating from ICE agents is considered to be assault, and whether or not filming and then retreating is an indication that you're a potential assassin. If our government's going to say things like that, people out there in the public need to know. I mean, do people filming the government have to worry that they are guilty of assault and the use of lethal force can be used against them? Look, we have this all the time. As far as our police have a tough job. Our police largely do a good job, but occasionally there are shootings that are unjustified. That's why the officer usually is put on a desk job or administrative leave until his investigation. Even when it's perfectly, I know of at least a couple of shootings in Kentucky where the guy shot the officer 8 times. It ended up being killed by another person in the car. They investigated it for 1.5 years, which I thought was way too long, but that was a completely justified shooting. But we investigate things because we think using deadly force is the unusual. It's the exception to the rule. But we can't just say, oh, nothing to see here, and he was obviously an assassin and a domestic terrorist. When we say things like that, it leads to no confidence in. So I think there really has to be an independent investigation, and this is going to be an investigation outside of DHS. They should themselves immediately appoint a commission. If they don't, I think Congress may.
What do you
make of the situation in Syria and the Kurdish minorities? Do you see?
Nah, I'm good with Syria right now, man. We got too much going on with Iran. You talking about Syria? We was over here. You want to go skip ponds? That's enough. But I do want to say I do believe in what he just said. I think that there should be an independent investigation that's going on into this pow-powing. I'm gonna tell you guys like this. I've been saying this to people, and we just got to be honest about it. Let's say if you're the boss and you run a jewelry store. You got some people that the managers hire some people. Next thing you know, you find out some of these people are stealing. That doesn't mean that you're the person. You're a bad person. You just got somebody that works for you that's stealing. Let's look at it that way. Or that has a problem. Same scenario. The leaders go and get people to do these specific jobs. They give them instructions. The way that they go out and do things sometimes does not go along with the guidelines and goes along with the standards of what happens. That's just like when you do the wrong thing when you go to war. You rape and pillage, or you steal from people and stuff like that. The president and certain people don't necessarily know that soldier is going to do specific things once put into that position. And sometimes these people act out once they're in positions because maybe they can't take it, maybe they're just not good, maybe they've been set up. You never know what the case may be, but I look at it as, if you can't look at one individual as the reasoning for something that's the mission statement overall, still got to get down to the overall illegal immigration removing the people out. And even if we do have a few bad apples on our side or tainted or whatever, we just have to deal with it as it is. That's how I look at that. You're always going to get situations where people are just in the wrong place at the wrong time, or overstepping what they should be doing, or with great power comes great responsibility. It's just, you have to look at it in that aspect, in that regard as well. Because I'm sure nobody wanted this person to lose their life. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Please enjoy a cup of tea with some ginger on me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Miss Swanza. So you don't agree, Gun B. I want to hear why you don't agree, and I want to know what you have to say. I really want to know, because I love to have different points of view, because maybe I can broaden my mind and start to think in more open ways as well. I'm not going to turn down the chance of learning and getting more information. But let's get on over to these congressional meetings with Marco Rubio, as he goes off on Democrats and says I do not play this type of game. Well, yeah, he stepped up on this one right here. They're going to start asking a few questions here. I like things like this because, again, it's directly from the person's mouth and they're telling you exactly what has to be said. And right now, I want you guys to hear this. This is pretty crazy right here.
President Trump pardoned the former Honduran president.
But yeah, why don't you agree? I'll read your comment in the comments as well.
After he was convicted of trafficking roughly 400 tons of cocaine into the United States. Cocaine that contributed to the deaths of tens of thousands of Americans year after year. Yet the president and his cabinet authorized a military operation to capture Nicolas Maduro in order to arrest him for virtually the same crime. So yes or no, because I have a bunch of questions here. To the best of your knowledge, was Hernandez convicted of trafficking approximately 400 tons of cocaine into the United States?
I'm not involved in the pardon process. Okay. I can tell you.
No, I'm just asking if he...
Yeah, but I don't do yes or no. I don't play games. This is not a game show.
Do you know okay, so I'm just going to tell you
So I can answer your question because I know where you're getting at, but go ahead.
He was convicted. I know.
The president felt that he was unfairly treated. I can't give you much insight because I'm not involved in the pardon process.
Would you not concede? Can you not understand how the American people and how the world are clearly going to be frustrated by the hypocrisy of this when one man is convicted and pardoned and another man captured, and how it undermines the United States' credibility on the world stage?
But the difference is that, again, I can't opine on the specifics of his case because I wasn't involved in the pardon, but he was not a sitting office holder. He was not even the president of Honduras when that decision was made, either to convict him. The difference between him and Nicolas Maduro is he was actively engaged in narco trafficking. It was an ongoing endeavor.
I think it does undermine our credibility, but I'm going to move on to some foreign policy decision making here, because despite the fact that you famously or infamously have numerous jobs in the administration, your Secretary of State, your National Security Advisor, it is increasingly unclear who's actually directing U.S. foreign policy under President Trump. We have a Special Envoy Witkoff. He's reportedly conducted Russia-Ukraine talks in Switzerland beyond your awareness. He and Jared Kushner have been described as managing the president's Gaza plan. Meanwhile, Ambassador Barrack is leading on Syria policy, while Special Envoy Boulos is appearing to lead on our Africa policy. So I have to ask you, I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you, are you the lead for U.S. government on foreign policy?
No. The lead on U.S. foreign policy is named Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States. On the individuals you've described, these are very valuable teams. We have if I can answer, because I think it's important. It's a legitimate question. I have the distinction, but I think both the benefit of being the National Security Advisor and the Secretary of State. As National Security Advisor, my job is to coordinate the interagency function of national security, and that involves foreign policy. So I speak to Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner in the case of Gaza, and now Russia, probably 10 times a day. We have multiple meetings and coordination. All of it is we build a team, we gather facts, we present options, and then we take them to the president. It is the president who directs the foreign policy of the United States.
All right, you guys, I got to get up off for this. I read your message and your quote. You said a few bad apples destroy the rest of the barrel. I don't know in what context you're saying that, but I could see that happening, because if you got some bad apples in there, it does taint the rest of the people, of course, especially if they don't get rid of you. But didn't they just do that? So I'm not sure about that. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's keep on moving forward back to Minnesota, and where President Trump speaks on Minnesota, as well as the administration, and how they're planning on de-escalating I don't know how, but not by bringing in Tom Homan. I don't think that that's going to work, y'all. I just don't think it's going to work. Matter of fact, no. Let's go into this one right here. I think I'm skipping something. We got some, it's called Death to the 2028 ex-Biden official warns the Democrats. But again, just more information. Sometimes it really does not have to do with the topics. It's just the information that's in there. I just want you guys to see.
In Minnesota, after nice conversations with Governor Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Frey, but Frey pushed back following his meeting with border czar Tom Homan, posting in part, quote, "I also made it clear that Minneapolis does not and will not enforce federal immigration laws and that we will remain focused on keeping our neighbors and streets safe." This as Democrat lawmakers threaten to shut down the government by the end of the week over DHS funding.
That's what it is.
National Review senior writer Noah Rothman joins us now. Great to see you this morning, Noah. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this.
Just step back, big picture here. You've talked a lot about this over the years, but I think it's important to remember what is going on here. You have federal agents in Minneapolis trying to enforce federal laws. And then you have Democrat politicians in Minneapolis and in Minnesota at large and in other places who are doing all they can to foment a situation where ICE officers are not able to carry out their constitutional responsibilities.
Absolutely. We know there are activist groups that goad well-meaning liberals into putting themselves in between armed law enforcement agents and the targets of arrest. Extremely dangerous. But we've also seen Democratic politicians like Governor Walz tell them to continue doing that, not just filming them, which is their right, but also saying that'll be used in prosecutions against ICE agents. That's the sort of thing that can go to an impressionable head. Likewise, you have dozens of Democrats falsely accusing ICE of abducting children and using them as bait. Minnesota Senator Tina Smith calling that pure evil. Again, it's the sort of thing that radicalizes.
So my question is this to the person that said that. Are these bad apples now spoiling everybody? Not the people that are out here, but the bad apples that are doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. Like lashing out, throwing M80s and getting all up in the police face, bashing stuff in their face and all of that. That would make anybody want to lash out, huh? Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. I got one of your favorite people here. You know who it is. One of your favorite people. That's right, you guys. Mrs. Jasmine Crockett. She has a quote, and she's just going to say a couple of things right now that, you know, I don't know if she's trying to play up to get a little bit of brownie points. I'm not going to say anything or insinuate, because what she is talking about is of concern. She says she's very concerned about what's going on with little Liam. Kind of reminds me of Elian Guzman situation, but okay. Let's keep on moving forward. She said, you remember this is the 5-year-old who was staying in detention center with his dad. Talks about the conditions of what the little boy is going through. I guess they're saying things about the fact that the little child is with the father in the detention center. So it's a pretty sensitive topic. I want to just tell you guys I really don't have too much input on it, but I would like for you guys to see where it's going, because it's a really sensitive topic when it comes down to it.
I want to bring in the other lawmaker who got to see Liam, Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett of Texas. Thank you so much for being here and for helping us to understand what you saw. Do you agree, or are you worried after seeing Liam about his energy, about what he's been through? Tell us your observations.
Yeah, so I want to be clear. I am gravely concerned about Liam, as I am all the children that we were.
Now, I didn't even know who Liam was until I remembered. That might be that little boy that had the blue hat on, and it was. It's the little boy that was detained with his mother, his father was detained, but he couldn't go back with anybody else, so they sent him with his father, as his father's still detained.
Able to see. There was a common kind of note that was struck by every single parent that we were able to speak with. Their concern was for their children. The children right now are depressed. They're not getting any education at all. Many of them are not eating. They are throwing up. We had reports about issues with the water, so we made sure that we actually took a sample of the water for ourselves to be able to test. But I don't even know if what I saw out of Liam was sleep, because I've dealt with a lot of kids, and when I tried to touch him, tried to move him just to see if I could get his eyes to open, his eyes never opened. We never saw his eyes open the entire time we were there, and he did not necessarily seem like he was asleep. There wasn't kind of the heavy breathing sometimes that occurs when you're asleep. I was very concerned about his appearance, as well as he appeared a bit pale.
What do you think might be going on then?
I'm trying. I'm so trying to hold this. I'm trying to hold back, Jasmine.
I have no idea. I mean, we also talked to the psychiatrist that is at the facility, as well as the nurse practitioner. They indicated that there are a lot of people that struggle with the depression, and Liam's father told us that Liam had been asking about his mom and crying for his mom, who happens to be 4 months pregnant and had to be hospitalized once she received information about what happened to her husband and her child. So, do I believe that he's depressed? Yes. But the reports of children not eating is very concerning. And it seems like the administration there does not want to do anything to kind of make sure that these children are getting at least some of the nutrition that they need.
I don't know about the whole story on this one, but okay, that could be a possibility. I don't know about that, so I'm just gonna, like I said, leave that right there because it's a very sensitive topic. I'm just gonna pray for the children, and I hope that they're getting the proper nutrition that they're supposed to have, and I'm hoping that a lot of this information is incorrect, and I have to say that because sometimes they do play it up a little bit, but I still want to pray for the health and the security of all the children as well as the people. Amen. But I do have a personal feeling about illegal immigration, and I have a feeling about it the way that, and it's not going to change my position. I think that if he came here illegally, especially in one of those convoys, just walking in and coming over and giving the United States of America the middle finger, I do believe that you should have to go home and come back and do it the right way. I do also know that a lot of children came over here walking and going through a lot of treacherous situations, and they lost their parents on the way over here as well. I understand that position. I understand being stressed out, but see, when you're putting yourself in situations to be stressed out, that's actually what comes along with it. I don't think that there should be a reward for an illegal move, illegal activities, you guys. And I'm sorry, but I'm all for the border being shut down. I'm all for people not coming in illegally. I'm all for us getting our country back. I think that it's overwhelmed with too many people that came illegally. I just really do. I feel sorry for the children, and I feel sad for them. And I'm not going to say but, I'm going to say and. I think they need to have a situation where they can better take care of the children and make sure that they're getting food, and at the same time still got to go home. Sorry, that's just the way I feel about it. You guys don't have to feel the same way. Let's keep on moving forward. We're going to Minnesota to the bananas and rice girl who's been arrested for allegations of impeding law enforcement. I think she said bananas and rice like 3 or 4 times. And again, you guys don't have to follow my lead on all the stuff, because that's why we are who we are, and we have our own opinions here.
So I'm Somali. I'm proud to be Somali. To me, being Somali isn't just eating bananas with rice. It's a lot. It's like
I think there's something going on upstairs. I think it's not just about the bananas and rice. I think there's something going on upstairs, and I can't believe that they stood behind her and let her do this.
it's an interesting thing. It's very hard to describe what it means to be Somali and what it means to be American, but it's like a cultural fusion.
The bad apple that's spoiling it for everybody. See, I like that. We're going to use that today. The bad apple, spoiling everything for everybody. Now, why they done put her up there? That's what I would say. Now, why the hell you pick her? That's like when you go to the scene of the crime and you run up on it and that person be like, whoo, now that's a fire. Now that's a fire. I had to get out of there. Next thing you know, you're the quote of the year of the century. Y'all remember what I'm talking about? This is the new, now that's a fire. This is the new one here, bananas and rice.
It's kind of like the bananas and rice. You know, people don't really see, like, you know, it's you know, people don't think, oh, you can eat bananas with rice, but that's what it's like to be Somali and American. It's like,
I don't know if you saw his head go down the second time she said bananas and rice, but he was really hot behind it. He's like, oh man, would you please stop talking about the bananas and rice?
that combination of banana and rice, but you're gonna get what I mean.
That's right, a Somalian American woman who went viral for speaking about bananas and rice during a press conference has been arrested. Watch your head. Come on, y'all, double tap that screen to get those likes up. Let's go. Bananas and rice, bananas and rice. Bananas and rice. All right, the woman, 23-year-old Nazra Ahmad, was one of the 16 arrested in Minneapolis, Minnesota, for allegedly assaulting or resisting or impeding law enforcement. Bananas and rice. Bananas and rice. Bananas and rice. Ahmed rose to national prominence after her comments during the press conference on January 21st, where she spoke about being Somalian American. She rose to, Okay, that was the quote. It's kind of like bananas and rice. People don't think you can eat bananas with rice, but that's what it's like to be Somalian and American. Bananas and rice. Now we got the Attorney General who posted on X about the arrest with the names and photos of the accompanying 16 people that were arrested. All right, you guys, that's what happened to the bananas and rice girl. She done got herself locked up, probably out by now, eating bananas and rice. Double tap that screen to get those likes up to let everybody know about the bananas and rice. Let me stop. I'm going to try to stop talking about. That's right, you guys. Double tap that screen to get those likes up, or just give me all the money in your pockets right now. Nah, I don't want to do that because I know it's hard out here for a pimp. And I know today's the day to pay the rent. That's right, today's the day to pay that rent, you guys. Y'all know what it is. So I'm not going to try to hit you in the pockets. What I would appreciate, though, as in the form of currency, let's do it with likes. Let's just get that like button and boop, 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 and keep moving forward. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? Become a member. Double tap that screen and get those likes up because now we got to get on over to And If I Can Make It There, I'll Make It. Anywhere, it's up to you, New York, New York. That's right, we got to get on over to Queens, where we found out a little bit more about the Shabbat HQ headquarters car ramming. The only information that we know so far is the gentleman kept going, ramming this vehicle into the front of the entrance of the station. Police charges are pending. Let's get on over to New York to see what's going on with this situation here. Let's go, y'all.
With a developing story out of Brooklyn, a man under arrest after repeatedly ramming his car into Chabad headquarters.
The NYPD now investigating the incident as a possible hate crime. Our Jessica Formoso is live in Crown Heights this morning with the very latest. What are you learning this morning, Jessica?
Good morning, Dan and Rosanna. Well, this is still a scene out here. You can see police remain on this scene as they continue to investigate. This morning, the NYPD trying to look for a motive why this man rammed his car into the Chabad headquarters here in Crown Heights. He has been arrested. He is in police custody, but charges are pending at this hour. And the NYPD now investigating this as a hate crime.
What's that doing?
Lubavitch. Cell phone video shows the moment the driver of this gray Honda sedan with New Jersey plates rams his car at least 4 times into the rear entrance of the Chabad Lubavitch World Headquarters. You see him driving into the wooden doors, then reversing and stepping on the gas again, breaking the doors. The headquarters packed last night with thousands of people inside from around the world for a Chabad celebration. According to police, it all unfolded around 8:45 last night. This was a quick response by the NYPD, given there is always a constant police presence in the area, and officers were assigned to this specific location. Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch says police ordered the driver to get out of the car, and he did. The suspect is described as a heavyset man with a beard wearing shorts. Police have not released his name. We know that when he got out of the car, he shouted that, quote, "It slipped," and said something to police about trying to park.
Officers immediately ordered the driver out of the car and they placed him under arrest. The bomb squad has responded to the scene and conducted a full sweep of the vehicle. The car has been cleared and no explosive devices were found.
You see why I say that it looked like her neck just threw up? She talked like, yeah, the bomb squad was here and they said that nothing was around the car. Oh Lord, you're choking yourself when you speak.
This is deeply alarming, especially given the deep meaning and the history of the institution to so many in New York and around the world. And on today of all days, the yard site of Rabbi Schneerson and the leadership of Menachem Mendel Schneerson. Any threat to a Jewish institution or place of worship must be taken seriously. Anti-Semitism has no place in our city.
And you see there that this is the moment the car was pulled out and towed away. That was around 5:30 this morning. No injuries were reported and charges are still pending. Now the NYPD, out of an abundance of caution, is increasing police presence at houses of worship throughout the 5 boroughs. But
yeah, they said it's been a lot of stuff going on, a lot of incidents and a lot of crimes going against the Jewish community. So I just think we got to needs to all stop, you guys. There's craziness out there. We have enough going on with the stress of the economy and everything coming down on people. And then we got a lot of other stuff coming on when it comes down to worrying about everybody else's war. Just double tap that screen and get those likes up, because contrary to what we thought, a lot of these people that's in Minnesota that's being arrested, they're actually being released. Let's say about more than 50% of the people that are being arrested, and all of these videos that we've been watching all of these weeks, it seems like as they did a survey for the last month, it seems as if a lot of people are not even staying in prison. Well, let me get this information for you guys real quick.
Meanwhile, when it comes to immigration detention hearings in Minnesota federal courts, Lisa has been part of the MS Now team reviewing those cases. And of the 61 that came before judges last week, the Department of Justice and Immigration Enforcement lost all but one. So Lisa, what are we talking about specifically here? What kind of cases are these?
We're talking about what's called habeas cases, and technically that means basically a petition to be released. We're talking about immigrants who were detained, almost all of them as part of Operation Metro Surge. And our colleague Fallon Gallagher and I had this idea. We know that what's been happening on the streets of Minnesota is extraordinary. And we have seen some high-profile cases, including the one brought by Minnesota and the Twin Cities, to block the continued operation of Metro Surge. But what else is going on in those courts? So we took a look at the habeas cases decided over a 1-week period. As you noted, there were 61 of them. In 60 of them, the immigrants won. And what they won was either their release in 40 of these cases, or they got an order from a judge saying, you have to have a bond hearing for these people. If you don't have a bond hearing, you must release them in X number of days in some of the cases. But 40 of the cases, 40 of these 61 cases, you have federal district judges in Minnesota saying this person must be released. Why? Because either there was no administrative or judicial warrant when you arrested them, you didn't give them the hearing to which they were entitled by due process. And in many of the cases that we saw, Willie, I think these are the most heartbreaking of all. People had reason to be in the country lawfully. We found one case of someone who is a DACA recipient. That's the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. So the Dreamer cases, we had one DACA recipient. We had someone who had a determination that they were a victim of violence under the Violence Against Women Act and therefore had authorization to work and remain in the country lawfully. We also found instances where people were taken literally as they were going to pick up medication. There was one woman, a Kenyan woman, went to a CVS to pick up her seizure medication, taken right there. And in all of these cases, judges of both political stripes of varied professional backgrounds are saying, this is enough, this may not happen. We were shocked
So I guess she's saying that there is a number of cases, and it seems like a pretty staggering number of cases that are getting thrown out. So my question is all of this stuff that they're doing is in vain? But still can't forget all of the drug dealers that they got the information on, all of the child, pedos and things of that nature, DUIs. This probably just pertains to one category of the detention when it comes down to the habeas and when it comes down to them probably having orders to already deport. That's probably why those cases are probably that happen. I'll keep on looking into that because I definitely want to get more information into it. Let's keep on moving forward right now to Florida, South Florida, where we got these leaders that are expressing concern about the impact of revoking TPS for Haitians that we've been reporting for the last couple of weeks. It's coming to an end, I think. Is that today?
Temporary protected status for Haitians is set to expire next week. Despite a push by a member of Congress to block it, thousands of Haitians who are a staple in South Florida's community could be forced back to a country that is politically unstable. Here's Christina Vasquez with why Homeland Security thinks it's safe enough to return.
How? I can say, so how?
Father Louis is a priest at a Key West parish and TPS Haiti designee. Come February 3rd, if TPS is not extended, what are you going to do?
I don't know.
This looming date is creating a lot of panic.
Miami-Dade County Commissioner Marlene Bastian worries for the thousands of community members with TPS Haiti designation who are currently awaiting removal orders.
For the first time in my life, I'm seeing a crack in some of their faith.
We need to protect the human dignity of the Haitians.
This as the Archdiocese of Miami and Catholic Health Services sound the alarm about the potential impact to a large portion of their workforce in nursing homes and home health care.
While we will be losing our essential caregivers, it is actually our patients, the frail, the aging, the vulnerable, who will feel the loss the most.
They're not part of the so-called worst of the worst.
The U.S. designated Haiti for TPS following a determination conditions in the country prevented nationals from returning safely. Terminated, said DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, following a review of country conditions that led her to decide it no longer qualifies. At a time, the U.S. State Department has a level 4 do not travel advisory in place for the gang-riddled nation.
You can't go there. I can't go there. Why would we deport people there?
Democratic Congresswoman Federica Wilson says she is asking the Trump administration to extend TPS Haiti. We did reach out to the offices of these Republican representatives for a statement, but did not hear back.
I don't know, you guys. I think that's the case they're about to lose. I'm calling it now. Once they start getting into the government and what's going on, I don't think that they're going to let them deport those people. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? From the last part of what we just saw, I'm going to say I do not think that they're going to get deported. Thumbs up if you think that they're not going to get deported. Thumbs down if you think that they're still going to send them out there, even if the country is war-torn. If you do think that they're going to stay, and thumbs down if you think that they're going to get deported. Let's keep on moving forward. You guys double tap that screen to get those likes up because we got to stay in Miami because it's crazy, because it's sad, not even Miami, but it's sad how people use a terrible time to rip people off. We got something going on right during a winter storm, not in Miami, but this is during a winter storm. These guys decide to start stealing people's wheels off their car. Now this is dead wrong right here. I can't believe this. This is Houston.
Only on Fox tonight, and all caught on camera, thieves stealing wheels at an apartment complex in Houston while many families were hunkering down during the winter storm. Fox 26's Julian Hartman live outside Houston.
I mean, he left homeboy on all four nothings, not hubcaps. He ain't putting no crates up under there. At least in the Bronx, they put some crates up under your car. He ain't leaving nothing under his joint.
Houston Police Department, where they're investigating these thieves.
Damn.
And Jillian, you also spoke with one of the victims. It's sad that
right?
they became victims during the winter blast.
That's right. A man tells me on Monday morning he walked out to his car and found out his wheels were stolen. Now he lives at the Lakeside Apartments, where police here say they're investigating at least 2 auto thefts that happened there on Sunday and Monday. Now that man I spoke with shared some surveillance video with us, and he says this happened around 5 in the morning, just minutes before he was about to leave.
So I'm like walking out, I had, all of my cold gear on, I had my hats and all that come out. no wheels on my car, as you can see. There's some.
Dun, 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 dun. You've won. All fours on the ground. Lord, this is terrible. I'm sorry. This is crazy right here.
Severe damage to the rocker panel, the door. I can't open the door. They had what looked to be like some sort of wrench, like it was about this big, that they were carrying. And I'm assuming that's what they used to like pull the wheel locks off. It's an unfortunate thing when living in a big city, is like you're gonna have thieves that take advantage.
Yo, these dudes literally pulled up with equipment and nobody saw this?
Advantage of you and you're most vulnerable.
I'm suing the building. I'm suing the building.
Stay warm and take care of themselves and their families. And
that's a jack. That was a car jack, right?
Your car's safe. And
I think it was some kind of big wrench. No, that was a car jack. They went like this: pump it, pump it, pump it, pump it. They ain't even take the bolts. We don't need the bolts. They did that like they was on a Grand Prix right there, doing a reset, putting gas in a race car.
Just isn't. My car was locked. It has an alarm on it. It's got wheel locks. So I did everything right, and they still circumvented that. To my understanding, they have been staking out our apartment complex for some time. They knew when shift change happened. I don't even know when shift change happens. I live here, waiting for the right moment to come in and take our wheels. You can see in the video that I sent you that car with the light on it is our security guard. He was getting ready to do a shift change, and they were in and out in 20 minutes, taking our wheels.
Is there anything that you want the complex to do? Any extra?
Yeah, give me my damn money back.
Security measures?
I think they've been doing a great job so far. The only thing I would suggest is having multiple security guards, not just one. The one we have is awesome, but he's one person. He can't cover the whole complex.
Oh man, that's terrible, man. They out there getting y'all out there. Homeboy came through with the jack like, we have you out of here in a minute. Yeah, out of here in a minute on nothings. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Damn, you go out to go to work, or matter of fact, you meet a nice shorty online. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna come pick you up in the whip. Yo, I got you. You just got some nice rims and everything up on your car. You know what I'm saying? Be like, I'm coming to get you right now. You got your clothes on and everything. You come downstairs, you get up the elevator, you like, yo, what the? Gotcha. Sorry, buddy. Won't be going nowhere tonight. Double tap that screen to get those likes up, because now we got to keep on moving forward. We got this man that was arrested in a Dills Nedley hit and run that's going to appear before a judge. This hit and run happened over a man with a scooter. Hit the man with the scooter and he kept on going. An undocumented person as well. Undocumented. Let's keep on moving now. Hit the man with the scooter and kept on moving. Yeah. Let's go, Javier.
All new at 6, a break in the case of a deadly hit and run. Police say the man behind the wheel has been arrested. Police say the suspect was driving when he hit a man on a scooter and left him for dead, and now that man is facing a judge. Good evening, I'm Lauren Pastrana. Thank you for joining us. CBS News Miami's Yvonne Taylor joins us live now with the latest. Yvonne?
And that suspect is now here at this Miami-Dade jail known as TGK. Well, Wednesday, this individual faced a judge for bond, and it was learned that he is an undocumented immigrant.
Sir, you were arrested for leaving the scene of a crash causing a death and driving without a license causing serious bodily injury.
27-year-old Javier Sanjayzar was on bond court this Wednesday. Though he faces criminal charges, he could end up deported.
You have an immigration hold, sir.
According to the arrest report, the accident happened at this intersection, Southwest 6th Street and 14th Avenue, on the night of December 30th, 2025.
So he failed to stop at a stop sign, collided with the pedestrian who was on a scooter.
The victim was transported to Jackson Memorial Hospital. On the arrest report, Miami police wrote that a day after the accident, Sergeant Valdez spotted a 2018 Hyundai Tucson traveling the wrong way on Southwest 7th Street, approaching Southwest 17th Avenue. He conducted a traffic stop.
At which point in time, he noticed that there was some damage to the front of the vehicle consistent with a possible crash. The officer on the scene immediately contacted our traffic homicide detectives.
Police said the defendant was arrested.
The victim had traumatic brain injury, fractured ribs, liver injury, and was intubated.
According to police, 8 days after the accident, the victim died.
Detectives, as a part of their ongoing investigation, learned that the vehicle was in fact registered to someone else.
Police wrote that the owner of the vehicle rented it to the suspect, and the investigator said that Javier Sanjay told the owner he got into an accident at the Little Havana intersection, but the pedestrian got up and walked away. On January 27, the defendant was charged and transported to TGK.
Bond on count 1 is $25,000, and count 2 would be $25,000.
The victim of the accident was not identified by detectives. Miami police say that anybody who should get into an accident should call 911 and stay at the location. Leaving the scene is what leads to criminal charges. We are in West Miami-Dade. Ivan Taylor, CBS News, Miami.
Oh man, it's gonna get serious from here out, you guys. We gotta get on over to Waco with this grandmother right here. Oh man. I want to pray for that person that lost their life in that situation first, though. Pray for that person that lost their lives in that situation. I don't think that the bail was enough. They should have asked for much more money. That guy should have been off the streets and he should have never been in our country. I want to pray for some sort of healing and go out to the family of the victim in this tragic event. Say that today. Amen. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We got this grandmother of a Waco toddler who's been beaten. Sorry to say it like that, but I had to read it out. By a Fort Hood sergeant. She speaks out. I know what you guys are going to say already. I know what you're going to say about this one. Wood chipper on slow.
And a week after a Fort Hood sergeant was seen on camera brutally beating a 3-year-old child at a Waco apartment complex, the child's grandmother is giving an update on how the family is doing. News 10's Jessica Rajkumar shows what she has said.
29-year-old Paul Thames is charged with injury to a child and turned himself in on Friday, January 16th.
When I watched it with the sound, it was horrific.
This 3-year-old, known as Baby Prince, was brutally beaten by Fort Hood Army Sergeant Paul Thames on January 16th, but it was all caught on camera.
Baby Prince's mother has known him as a lifelong friend. They are from the same place and they know each other's family. And recently started a relationship.
Thames had recently moved into the mother's home at the Legend Apartments on the 3rd floor, and according to documents, had began attacking Baby Prince because he did not want to work on his ABCs. Grandmother LaToya Hart says Thames moved to the 2nd floor when the attack began, but adds that the beating didn't stop after the video ended.
That he took him down another flight of stairs to try to hush him up even more and get him away from her ear sight. And so that's all we know. We don't have camera recordings from downstairs on the 1st floor.
The owner of the Ring camera posted the footage online and gave it to Waco PD. Waco PD went to the apartment complex to talk to Baby Prince and his mom. That's when Baby Prince's mom called Thames, prompting him to turn himself in. Documents show that Thames apologized to Baby Prince and admitted he took it too far, but Hart says he was trying to get away with it before he was caught.
If he took the baby out and took him downstairs so she couldn't hear it, and then further downstairs, that kind of lets you know that he was trying to hide it from her. If he felt safe to do that, he would have done that in her apartment, and then he would have never gotten caught on camera.
Baby Prince was taken to the hospital due to neck pain and was then let go, but him and his mom are no longer in Waco.
So the reason I ask you guys to hit the like button is because it makes more people come over here and they get to know about stories like this and what's going on. And like, you know, a lot of my stories and the stuff that we find over here is educational on many different aspects. Can't talk about it and say certain words that happen in it, even though it slips out. But also subliminally, people should know, like, maybe this is happening to somebody they know, or if they've seen it happening, maybe they should tell about it. Maybe they see this going on and more people know about it, they'll be able to get more information out. So let's double tap their screen. Hopefully we can make the ends justify the means. We got about 500 and something people in here. Let's try to get at least maybe 300 likes, 400 likes. I appreciate it.
Hart says they are glad that the camera revealed Thames' true nature.
Yeah, you're supposed to be here to protect you, sir. But then there's a flip side of it. You're thanking him for showing us who you really are, so now the Army can get you out of there. You know, so, and that's where I am now. I won't rest until his career is taken, and it is illegal for him to put on those Army fatigues.
Thames is currently in the McLennan County Jail on a federal hold. He was additionally charged with aggravated assault to a child by Fort Hood. In studio, Jessica Rajkumar, KWTX News 10.
Now the next thing that needs to happen is tell everybody in the prison what he's in jail for. Tell everybody exactly what he's in jail for. Come on over, y'all. This is his paperwork. Give everybody a sheet or how many sheets it is so they can, Lord, pray for the child that was terribly, tragically hurt in this situation right here. I pray for him recovery if it's possible. I don't even know if they're saying this baby's still around, but I'm hoping that it's so, and hopefully that they can get through this and nobody ever does this again. A 3-year-old there's no reason to ever put your hands on a 3-year-old, period, especially like the way that he did it. No way. Amen, you guys. Amen. Crazy, right? A 3-year-old, he needs to be handled. San Francisco, we got a driver, took out a whole family of 4. Now he's asking the judge to reduce his time. This is crazy, you guys. This is up-to-date conversation and information. I hate to have to stack it up like that, but we got
Case of a family of 4 that was killed in San Francisco's West Portal neighborhood in 2024.
The audacity.
The driver who crashed into them is pleading for a lesser charge. ABC 7 News reporter Luz Pena spoke with the brother of one of the victims and is following the story for us.
So sad, so sad.
Yes, Kristen, on Friday, a San Francisco judge will decide to either reject or grant a motion by the driver's attorney that would reduce the felony charges to a misdemeanor. The victim's family is asking the judge to study the evidence closely. Almost 2 years after his sister Mathilde, her husband Diego, and their 2 young children were killed while waiting for their bus to head to the San Francisco Zoo, Luis Ramos Pinto spoke to us about the pain they've endured.
It wasn't just my sister and her family that died, part of us all died. You become an altered person.
On Friday, a judge will decide to grant or deny the driver Mary Fong Lau's request for her felony charges to be reduced to misdemeanor counts.
We're vehemently against them because no evidence has been provided that would suggest this isn't gross negligence. I would like to see this person tried and be held accountable and responsible for her actions.
In July of 2024, San Francisco District Attorney Brooke Jenkins charged Mary Lau with 4 counts of felony vehicular manslaughter. She pleaded not guilty ahead of Friday's hearing. The DA's office confirmed prosecutors have filed a motion opposing that request.
Just misdemeanor charges that would look to us and appear to, I think most people will be looking at this as a basic slap on the wrist for having taken 4 lives.
Attorney Jim Quadra represents the victim's family in civil court. They accuse Lau of secretly transferring assets to protect them from their wrongful death lawsuit.
They have admitted to transferring the properties and have returned some of them.
He said the civil case is on pause as they wait for the criminal case. Quadra is urging the judge to remember Lau was driving over 70 miles an hour in the residential area where she crashed.
She has given no explanation as to why she was driving at that rate of speed, and she didn't make any efforts to veer or stop.
We contacted Mary Lau's attorney multiple times today and were told he was unavailable for interviews or to provide a statement. The victim's family said they will be traveling from Portugal to be here on Friday.
Oh, man. Misdemeanor. She's trying to get the charges lowered. She killed 4 people in that tragic event right there. Lord, let's pray for the family and all of the victims that are part of this situation. Let's pray for the families of everybody that had to deal with this. Hopefully they can, and there's not much to say about that as far as getting over it and going past it because they have no other choice. If there's any remaining relatives, I like for the brother here to get some sort of calmness and resolve in his life because it's really hard, you can tell, in the way that he's explaining the loss of his sister and how tragic this was to them. Amen. It's crazy. All brand new happening, just back to back, constantly. Now we just turn it into this. Let's go over to St. Paul, Minnesota. Got to watch this dramatic moment where ICE detained a man in St. Paul. But again, we don't know if it's going to stick. If the numbers are right, we don't know what's going on nowadays. We got to get into those numbers and see if the numbers we heard about earlier is real. It's real. But this is what happens when they come to pick somebody up in St. Paul or in Minnesota now, Minneapolis. I couldn't take like 2 seconds of that right there. Just the horns alone are driving me crazy.
¿Cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama?
Just back up. Just back up. Back up.
This guy could be a SA offender. You don't know what they coming to get him for. What's your name? ¿Cómo se llama? What's your name? He must have a warrant for you. I like that. I made it through because I always know somebody got it worse than you. Now, if those numbers are right, are they doing this in vain? Are they doing this for nothing? If they're saying that the majority of people that are being arrested are getting kicked, their cases are getting thrown out? I think all of the cases, again, I'm going to say I don't think all of the cases have that same situation. I think it has to do with certain cases like the habeas cases. But if these guys are SA offenders and much more like D-Rugs, I think those cases are actually sticking. Let's see what the overall numbers are.
Guys, back up if you would, please. Back up. Please, please. Back up.
Again, you're impeding with a law enforcement situation. You can just let these people come get arrested. And if they know that they're doing this in vain, I would feel stupid if I was them. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know either way to think on these topics right now, because if those numbers are right, man, it's just like they're arresting everybody and they're getting right back out. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's go on over to Houston, where we got this family-owned boot store. And I'm talking about, I don't know why they didn't know to do this. What's the first thing you do if you own a shoe store when you're putting the shoes out? I'm going to ask everybody this question. All right, Liberty, you own a shoe store. Casey, you own a shoe store. Luigi, you own a shoe store. Jay Cricket, you own a shoe store. Iggy, you own a shoe store. Juan, you own a shoe store. Everybody with a glove owns a shoe store. Y'all ready? You all have your own shoe stores. You sell shoes, right? Okay, cool. Now it's time to put the stuff out on display. Tell me the first smart thing to do when you own a shoe store. And we're talking about with the shoes. Check the stores, all right? Whistle, my little ears. The best shoes, hit me up. Discrimination, no. I said, all right. So you said discrimination. So now, Jason, you got a shoe store too. Angel, you got a shoe store too. Leave our shoes in the box. Move to a nice place. I own a shoe store too. Yeah, you own one. All of y'all own shoe stores right now. Now, what's the smartest thing you do? Somebody said open the door. That's smart. Open the door. Okay. But security measures. Security measures. Security measures, right? The shoes, about to put them on display. Very simple, you guys. Now tell me, what do you do? What do you do? Oh, every one of you guys will be able to keep your shoe stores in that case. All of you will be able to keep your shoe stores in that case because of that one person that said it. Just put one shoe out.
Back now with a story you'll only see on 13. The owners of a family-owned boot store say they're frustrated and even desperate for an arrest after they say the same guy has been repeatedly targeting their business.
In just the last month and a half, the owners of Yorty's Boots on Little York say that their store has been hit twice.
They got the whole pairs out there, y'all. They got pairs out there. You see them in the picture. Pair over there, pair over there, pair over there. Like, somebody done told y'all wrong. Y'all not from New York or the city or D-Town or Chicago or LA or, you know what I'm saying, down in Miami. Y'all don't know how to put it out yet. Y'all don't know how to do it. I'm telling you.
And they say the thief was captured on video. That's not, however, where this story ends, the family says. The suspect is a familiar face. ABC 13's Charlie Edsity with new video of the owners fighting back.
Tiffany said it first.
Hundreds of dollars. That's how much the owners of Yordi's Boots say has been stolen over the years. And it's gotten so bad, they've had to put locks on the front doors. They've changed their display of the boots. No longer any matching sets here. And the owners claim it is the same man who has been targeting their store for years.
He's clearly hoping for easy prey.
But 5'2" Ellie Soto is not afraid to fight, especially when it comes to defending her parents' store.
So I feel like a personal attack when people come in and they try to steal from them and from me.
The problem started in 2023 when this man was caught on camera grabbing some boots from a display table and then running out the door. And in the video, that's Ellie sprinting after him into the parking lot. She says it was the second time that year the same man targeted the store.
And whenever I stopped him, he'd like put me in a chokehold.
That man got away and a report was filed with HPD, but no arrest was made. Ellie says any theft at the family business has a huge impact.
Yeah, they don't know how far we've come, migrated from Mexico and how hard we work to bring the products in.
In December, this man was caught on camera grabbing some boots from a table and leaving. And almost 2 weeks ago, a tense confrontation where a man grabs some boots, but Ellie meets him at the front door and fights with him until he finally leaves empty-handed. Her frustration then captured in the moments after. She is convinced it is the same man.
Like, we've stopped you so many times. Why do you keep coming back?
We reached out to HPD and they say that they are looking into this case. And because we cannot officially confirm that it's the man in the recent videos, we are choosing to blur his face. Ellie says that this is about more than just a few pairs of boots.
But it's not the boots, it's the principle. It's the way that we're being targeted and, the way that they feel like we're easy prey, and I just want to show them that we're not.
Anyone with information should contact HPD. In North Houston, Charlie Edsity, ABC 13, Eyewitness News.
Oh, man. Terrible. They're just trying to run their family business, man. And they got that dude that keep on in there, coming up in there stealing. I don't know, maybe they start off with the one boot suggestion, but I got a feeling by him, he gonna come for the belts if they do the boots. He gonna come for something else if they cover that up. So I don't know. Maybe it's just somebody really got to get after him and start pressing charges against him and probably get somebody else to work in there. Maybe a man, a brother or something like that. Go ahead and put it on him one time. Real talk. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to go on over, get on over to Jamaica, Queens, where just like Tavern on the Green. Just like one fish, two fish. Out of here. Sad to say it, you guys, but we got a situation where, yes, the Jamaica Queens Coliseum, the mall in Queens, is set to close tomorrow. That's it, you guys. It's over. If you ever heard about the Coliseum, ever been to Queens, sad to say, today's the last day.
A shopping mall in Queens that defined a generation is closing its doors for good.
Now locals are remembering the after-school hangout that shaped the style and culture of Queens. Elle McLogan has the story from Jamaica.
Over the years, I collect cameras.
Vendor Julian Embrack is packing up 32 years at his mall embroidery stall.
Coliseum Mall has given me a home, put my children through college.
The shopping center is set to close on January 31st. But long before it was a struggling mall, the Coliseum was a landmark of hip-hop culture, immortalized in lyrics and music videos since the 1980s.
I went to Jamaica High School, so this was the place when high school let out.
Came here to get gold teeth, came here to get jewelry. It also taught you how to be tough and for your future life, because you have...
That's Bimmy, by the way. Bimmy used to produce A&R for Def Jam. That's Bimmy.
Got to really come here and pay attention.
One day, Biz Markie, who's huge to hip-hop culture, he walked in his pajamas.
I get kind of really emotional because it's really going to be gone.
Owners say the Coliseum started as an indoor flea market in 1984 and evolved into a hub for small business.
I've been here 40 years. Really? This is part of my life. 40 years. 40 years. This was a piece I made for 50 cents. Original piece.
since we reopened from the COVID. Every month
And yes, he's that's Queens. That's 50 cents. That's 50 cents people out there.
it's been in the red.
Manager Thomas Logan told us by phone foot traffic disappeared with the bus terminal across the street. The mall property is now on the market.
But I'm sick about this. I'm saddened about it. The Coliseum is royalty.
Tom Gretsch with the Queens Chamber of Commerce hopes whatever comes next keeps some retail.
To let some of those smaller vendors have a place and a home in there.
So there used to be a barbershop down here. That's where I learned how to play chess.
With his community's help, Taiwan Green, aka Mr. Finges, is organizing a farewell block party where guests can pose like they did as teens.
You had to come from all over to get a shot right there in front of those famous backdrops.
What do you want people to walk away with from the event?
We make it big and make it great.
Don't forget, you guys, Nas, Lost Boys, so many, Run DMC, a lot of artists came out of Queens. Noriega, Capone, oh man, I could keep going. Core Mega, it's just so many. I can't even name them all, you guys. I'm telling you.
And then, at least we have something to remember.
This is history, and history must go on.
My customers here, they're pouring in with
It's been
support.
happening
What comes
everywhere.
next
Once
is
you get the
uncertain
rent
for
starts
Julian and
going down,
Brad,
the
but he's
foot
leaving
traffic
with a
is
full
crazy.
heart.
The Coliseum Mall, it would live on in our memory.
And majority of the spots are like that. I always thought about that, like why Cats is still up. Why? Because they own the real estate. And once they get a big enough offer, trust me, they will leave soon too. And because it's like that. Right now, you try to go get a Cat's burger, one of those sandwiches, the roast beef, it's $40. Straight up and down, $40. Sounds good, but I don't know about paying no damn $40 for no pastrami sandwich. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to get on over to this idiot, Brendan Banfield, who takes the stand in his own defense. They always tell you never to do this, but you know what? Some people do it anyway. I want you guys to see if y'all remember this case right here.
He is accused of stabbing his wife to death in a twisted plot to begin a new life with the family nanny. And today, former IRS agent Brendan Banfield took the stand at his murder trial.
Did you love your wife? Very much.
Banfield and the nanny are accused of luring an unsuspecting man to the house with an offer of kinky sex, then shooting him when he stepped into the bedroom. Then he allegedly targeted his wife, stabbing her to death.
I'm a federal agent. This is my house. There's somebody here. I shot him, but he stabbed her. She's bleeding. She got...
This just-released police body cam captures Banfield on the floor of his bathroom being looked at by paramedics. He was transported to a local hospital where he asks about his wife's condition.
Check what?
The status of his wife, ma'am.
Hi, sir. My name is Gina. I'm one of the doctors here. Your wife has died.
Banfield begins to cry. The doctor moves in to comfort him, not realizing it's allegedly all an act. He also asks about his 4-year-old daughter.
Where's the daughter? She's still in the scene, sir. She's with the other officers.
The Brazilian nanny, who posted images of herself with Banfield with emojis over his face, has already pled guilty to manslaughter. She's testified against him.
The plan was to get rid of Christine.
Yes.
The Brazilian nanny? You think she was a baddie? Oh my God, you got rid of your wife for this? Not even that being the point, but for real? And that's stupid? He's gonna get locked up for this.
He says she watched as Banfield killed his wife.
He got on top of her and stabbed her with a knife.
Where in her body was he stabbing her?
The neck.
Banfield told the court the nanny came to his household through an au pair agency in 2021.
She scooted her seat closer to mine a couple times. I did not stop her advances. I think that it's an absurd line of questioning for something that is not serious, that a plan was made to get rid of my wife.
Homeboy, you could have found somebody better than that on TaskRabbit. Are you serious? On Craigslist.
That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
Court
it
TV's
is.
Kelly Craft is covering the trial.
It is risky when you put a
Craigslist.
defendant on the stand, especially when you have the woman that he was having the romantic affair with telling the jurors that he did do this.
Your wife has died.
Banfield testified that his relationship with the nanny was not serious enough to make him want to murder his wife.
It wasn't that serious looking at her in the first place. You serious? Like, come on, I done seen some pieces come out of Brazil and all these other places now. You gonna do it for that? Oh man, you need to catch a flight out of town. Do be one of them. Well, I guess you won't be doing it now. You're gonna be out of here for the rest of yours. Want to pray for the wife though, for the gruesome way that happened, and hopefully he gets what he deserves. I don't normally say that, but yeah, you need to get what you deserve for something for something like that, taking someone's life. We're never cool with that. We want to pray for the family as well as the children that lost their mother and now their father. Amen. I don't know what she thought she was going to get while she was watching him do that. So you want to be, that's your boyfriend now? Yeah, I watched him pow somebody before. Sounds just crazy. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to get on over to the illing of a transgender woman was ruled out of policy. Yeah, we're going to cover this story too, because there's a bunch of them everywhere, and we don't want to be biased.
The LAPD's Oversight Board has now ruled that an officer violated department policy when he shot and killed a transgender woman who was holding a knife. Now that decision...
Transgender man.
...reverses an earlier finding from Police Chief Jim McDonnell.
NBC4 investigative reporter Eric Leonard has been following the case, and he joins us now live from the newsroom with an update. Eric.
Yeah, friends and supporters of the woman who was killed say the decision from this board of backs up what they've been saying for nearly a year, that they believe the killing of Linda Becerra Moran was unnecessary and wrong. Body-worn video clips shared by the LAPD show the last minutes of Linda Becerra Moran's life after she'd called 911 for help in February 2025.
I don't say the right stuff.
She told police she was being trafficked and had been physically and sexually assaulted. The video and police reports say she then became upset while talking with officers, yelled for police to leave, and held a kitchen knife to her throat while in distress.
And she was not protected by LAPD when she asked for help.
Supporters like Bambi Salcedo of the Trans Latina Coalition had urged the Board of Police Commissioners to decide that this shooting was wrong, and in the words of Salcedo, a murder.
And I'm here to really ask you to really do the right thing, to bring justice to Linda.
Commissioners spent hours in a closed-door meeting before announcing late Tuesday that Officer Jacob Sanchez, who pulled the trigger, was out of policy, meaning that he violated the department's internal rules for when it's okay to use deadly force.
And for the lethal use of force, out of policy, 1 police officer too.
Last November, Chief Jim McDonnell signed off on a memo concluding that the shooting was okay because he said Moran was armed with a knife and began moving towards officers who had backed out of the motel room. The chief's decision also mentioned 2 problems with the police response. First, that officers didn't hear a sergeant standing next to them who directed that officers just pull the motel room door closed if Moran approached, specifically to avoid a physical confrontation. You can hear it on the video.
I'm going to need you to hold on to the door, just shut it and take it forward.
And second, that another officer's taser battery wasn't charged and its safety was on, making it useless as an alternative to gunfire.
This is not a complex shooting. It's extremely straightforward. Just watch the video. It was completely unjustified.
Attorney Denise Gastelum filed a wrongful death and civil rights lawsuit against the city and the LAPD on behalf of Moran's family. She says she was glad to see the commissioners found the shooting problematic, but says she's not sure the decision will have an effect on the officer who fired or the way the department handles situations like these in the future.
But I have become cynical as it pertains to what does the Board of Police Commission's voting on a police shooting even have to do with the LAPD itself and any changes that we might see?
Well, no matter what, male or female, might joke around about the sex of the person or whatever like that. Nobody deserves to die, to lose their lives in an event like that. But I will always correct people who are trying to force certain things on my platform or for me to go along with and say. I am never going to say that a man is a woman. I mean, a man is a woman or a woman is a man. I do not get down like that, and I don't care what nobody says. So I will always correct you on that platform for that. Amen. Keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's get on over to New York, Albany. This is that thunder that I was telling you guys about that lashed out at the judge. Something about New York criminals that he just knew he was going to get hit with the whole kitchen sink, so I guess he just went for it.
Breaking news now, drama in an Alba County courtroom late this afternoon when a man convicted of attempted murder lashed out at the judge.
His name is Zacchaeus Cancer, who was before the judge.
And he looked like a cancer too, Zacchaeus.
And he was before the judge after he fired his gun at another man in Manans last September. Today, he had fiery words for Judge Roger McDonough inside Albany County Court. Zach Richter was there. He joins us here in the studio, just back from the courthouse. Zach, things got chaotic in there.
Sabrina and Mark, that's right. When Zach Cancer spoke before his sentence was handed down today, he said that he's an innocent man, but also had some strong words for Judge McDonough.
Yeah, that was a dude.
I just say that I'm innocent. And I think that you're a biased judge and that you fought this whole case and not the DA. I feel like you judged me based off the severity of this crime that I did not commit. I witnessed you myself falling asleep on this stand and picking your nose and rolling your eyes. You had no interest in me being innocent.
Judge McDonough saying these claims aren't true. 25-year-old Zach Cancer was sentenced to 30 years in prison today on multiple charges. Cancer was convicted after a shooting in Manans back on September 7th of 2024 that injured a 35-year-old man.
What about the crime you did, crooked letter I?
And in court today, the defense saying Cancer showed no remorse for the victim, calling it a victimless crime since the victim did not testify in the court during the trial. But the prosecutor saying the victim didn't testify because he fears for his life. And that wasn't the only heated moment in the courtroom today. Coming up live at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, that was crazy right there. I don't know what he trying to. That's when you just like all demented. Oh, the judge is against me. The DA is against me. My lawyer's against me. Let me ask you a question. What are you in there for? Oh, you don't want to talk about that, right? You against yourself for getting yourself in trouble. Crooked letter I. Let's keep on moving forward to Texas. We got a situation in Katy where the suspect's been charged with an area double pow of a couple 7-year-old. Yeah, 7-year-old, you guys. Watch this craziness.
New tonight, the man accused of killing a couple in their Katy area home is now behind bars. The Harris County Sheriff's Office says 42-year-old Norman Lee Johnson Jr. shot and killed Trinette and Christopher Lopez while their adult children and a 7-year-old were asleep upstairs. Johnson was
third or fourth case that we found out like this with the children around with something like this going on. Every time I hear about it, I always try to relate it to a family member or someone that knows them because they never harm those kids. You notice that, right?
Was picked up in Williamson County and is charged with capital murder. Corley Peel joins us live now from the newsroom with what we have learned about a possible motive. Corley.
Keith, we've learned the motive is likely over a custody issue with the 7-year-old girl who lives in that home, and that is Norman Johnson's biological daughter, and the Lopezes had custody of her. We've obtained court records showing Johnson threatened to kill Christopher Lopez in the past.
15 days since a couple was shot and killed inside this 2-story home. The accused killer, 42-year-old Norman Johnson, now in jail.
Now you'll never get her back. Now that was stupid.
Investigators say he's accused of killing Trinette and Christopher Lopez, their adult children, and their 7-year-old adopted daughter asleep upstairs, waking up to the sound of gunshots. Investigators quickly learned the double murder was targeted and Norman Johnson was their suspect. Johnson is the 7-year-old girl's biological father. Records showed 3 days after the double murder, Johnson was arrested in Williamson County on a Harris County warrant for harassment charge, but he was...
The Ohio couple that got pow, same thing. It was her ex-husband that did it right in front of the children and of course didn't harm the children, luckily.
Released the next day. This court document shows the harassment charge is from October 2024. Johnson allegedly threatened to kill Christopher Lopez and another relative over an ongoing child custody issue. Records show Johnson allegedly told the relative, "I will kill you and Chris," over the child custody issue at hand. Johnson landed back in Williamson County Jail today, this time on capital murder charges.
And Johnson will eventually be brought back here to Harris County. It's unclear when that will happen. The Lopez family, they are too distraught to talk, and they did ask for privacy, but they are asking for the truth to come out. I also talked to loved ones of the family, and they are hoping for justice as well. And as you can imagine, they are relieved now that Johnson is behind bars. Live in the newsroom, Corley Peel, KPRC 2 News.
I'm here. We're hearing more about crime.
I just want the budgeting app.
with families, more about crimes of passion, more about crimes of political crimes. I'm not hearing too much more about the Gills names that much. It seems like the gangs, I could say gangs, it seems like the majority of people now are focused on harming themselves and their own families. What's going on out here? And I hate to do it because I'm like, what's the top news over here? This one. That's a murder over there. Something that happened with a kid. I would have nothing to report if I didn't get the news, you guys. I'm sorry, because I don't even like reporting it. I try to find stuff to, let's get that out. Let's not. But then it's like, why don't you ever cover this? What about that person that lost their life over there? Just happens to be happening. We got to move with the the bumps and the scratches that we get through sometimes. And sorry, you guys, but do your boy a favor, double tap that screen. Let's get those likes up. I will be skipping over those two, and we're going to at least try to come to something a little less crazy, but it's crazy. Because like I said before, we can almost make this stuff up. We got the Racine police in California who's searching for a second person in an attack on a pregnant woman. Yeah. I mean, it ain't me making this stuff up. I'm not the one making the news. This is happening around us.
Racine police still searching for a second attacker who they say beat a pregnant woman with a baseball bat. This happened earlier this month, you may recall. Surveillance video shows two people chasing Gianna Lacey. She says those people attacked her with a baseball bat as she tried to leave for work.
And they just immediately, knocked me to the ground, swinging the bat, stomping me with their feet.
Lacey said she recognized the woman as someone stalking her over a relationship dispute. Racine police confirms to 12 News 38-year-old Mariel Barrios is in custody in Hempstead County, Arkansas. Online court records in Wisconsin show she's charged with 3 felonies, including battery, attempted battery on an unborn.
Okay, yeah, Mariel Barrios. Is that possibly a Puerto Rican woman right there? Came through with the bat like, don't mess with my man. I'll be the one to bring it to you. Don't mess with my man. Hey, you know how the women get down. They mess with my man. But I don't know if she should have did that while the lady was pregnant now with the baseball bat. Come on now. You know how you guys always like the fiery Spanish women like, oh, I love her. Mommy, I love you like that when you're so spicy and then. Yeah, but until they start doing stuff like this, showing up to your girlfriend's house with the Bills and baseball bills now. Let's keep on moving forward, y'all.
Child. Racine police say they're still trying to find the second attacker.
So she went and got her homegirl. Like, yeah, we gonna go get this bitch. We gonna beat this bitch up. She think that just because she had a baby by Charlie, then it's over. Fuck that bitch. We gonna do what we gotta do. We gonna roll up on this bitch and grab Junior's back, because we taking the bat too. And went over there and beat up that pregnant lady. Y'all need to be in jail. Let's double tap that screen to get those likes up. I'm trying, you guys. I'm trying to make some fun out of what we getting. We got to get on over. Let me see. Nope, we ain't doing that one. Oh, information for my people so that they can be free of stuff and help them out. Of course, I'm going to share that with them. Let's go to California, you guys. I got something good for you here. This is a free California site and other sites as well that moves your information from the internet. We've been doing a little bit of homework about this, but now, wait a minute, there's a couple of places we can go to get this done for free? That's what I'm talking about. Let's get some free 99 situations going on over here.
Online privacy is a huge concern. Not only is our personal information floating around online, but data brokers are buying and selling details about our habits and preferences. Now a new California website aims to help you put a stop to it for free. Search your name online and you quickly realize how much personal information is already out there. And that's just what you can see. Behind the scenes, data brokers buy and sell your personal information, tracking your habits, where you live and shop, and what you watch.
Data is the new oil, and there are hundreds of businesses whose sole business model is to collect our information.
Now, California is stepping in with a new website called Drop.
A one-click, one-stop ability to have your data deleted from hundreds of entities that basically just collect and sell your information behind the scenes.
DROP stands for Delete Request and Opt-out Platform, created by the California Privacy Protection Agency. I signed up to test it out. First, you have to verify that you live in California. Then enter basic info like your name, address, phone number, and email. You can also add advertising identifiers from your phone, TV, or car.
We asked for the minimal amount of information to enable mass deletion of your personal information with these businesses that you don't have a direct relationship with.
Data brokers operating in California must register with the state. Over 100 are on the list right now, with over 500 expected soon.
And it's a permanent deletion, so you don't have to go back and make requests to these data brokers. It's one and done.
Deletions begin later this year.
The fines that these entities could have would be $200 per record per day.
California is the first state to offer this free tool. Paid services do something similar, but for California residents, DROP could be a simple way to limit how your data is shared.
All right, California, y'all lucky. Can't wait to DROP coming to New York because I'd love to get on that list and get permanently off of their list. Let's get on over. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. At least we got some information for one state. You see, I'm not cheap. I mean, wait a minute. They ain't gonna hook us up in Miami. Ain't gonna hook us up in New York. It's all good. There you go, LA, some information from us. Let's keep on moving forward to Miami. Guess who just got out of jail? That's right, Javante Davis. He's been released on domestic battery charges after being on a run for what, about a week or two? Javante Davis, you guys know Javante Tank Davis? Yeah, he was arrested. Javante, let's go.
Boxer Javante Davis has been released from jail. This is the moment the 31-year-old walked out tonight, covering himself with an umbrella as he was escorted to a black SUV. Police and the U.S. Marshals arrested Davis last night in Miami's Design District. He was wanted for a domestic violence incident at a strip club last year. A woman says the boxer grabbed her by the hair and throat and dragged her out of the club. Davis's attorney says the woman is just after his money, but the woman's lawyer says she has not made any attempts to extort or demand money from him. Boxer.
Second time, Javante. I think you better be careful with the ladies, my brother, because I think they up on you right now. I think they setting you up. I don't know, buddy. You might want to just take it back a little bit because you got a little bit of, use your hands in the ring, not against the women, allegedly. Double tap that screen to get those likes up because now we got to get on over to a TikTok legend, a star, a Skid Row homeless queen, an activist, Miss Shirley, who dies at the age of 58 years old. And from the way that she was talked about, I would love for people to talk about me after I'm gone like this lady. So I try to do the best that I can out here while I'm alive so that you can be looked at, hopefully, by like someone like this. Because I got to be honest with you, sometimes it's hard to think about leaving, but just to know that people care about you, take it a little better.
CNN Hero of the Year and tireless crusader for the homeless, Shirley Raines has died.
For 2 decades, she brought love, hope, food, hygiene, and beauty products to people on LA's Skid Row. CBS LA's Lauren Posen tonight shows us Raines' impact on the community.
Miss Shirley devoted her life to helping others. Her work goes well beyond the food and resources she brought to those living on Skid Row and other homeless communities. She gave them all hope.
I just bask in the glory of how many smiles we got, how many people we made happy, that I'm writing a list for next week.
That was Shirley Raines, or Miss Shirley as most people knew her, talking with our Pat Harvey about the work she was doing to make sure people on Skid Row had the essentials they needed. On Wednesday, the nonprofit founder, who dedicated her life to caring for people experiencing homelessness in both California and Nevada, died. She was 58 years old. Kevin Call, who calls himself the mayor of Skid Row, says Miss Shirley never judged those she helped.
Most people come here, it's for whatever reason or another, but she didn't have no motives. She had good motives and intentions to see how can I make the streets better for the people that's unhoused here at Skid Row.
Miss Shirley started working with the homeless community in 2017 with her organization, Beauty to the Streets.
We've got mouthwash, body spray, a loofah.
People lined up for blocks to get food, hygiene items, beauty products, and haircuts. Jacob Arush founded Project Coffee Cup, a nonprofit serving the homeless, and worked with Miss Shirley during outreach in the community.
Yeah, we love you, Shirley.
Thank you.
She would bring wigs, colorful wigs. She would share extra makeup that she had around her house. I just remember her when she would come join us for outreach. She would bring extra lipsticks and glitter and makeup stuff, right? And especially for like the trans community that were homeless, that were kind of shunned, a lot of the people gravitated towards her, and she just loved the community.
Her social media became a powerful platform to spread her message with millions of followers, showing her compassion in action.
Her memory will live on and on. And she's loud and she's very flamboyant, and she's definitely going to be missed. If she will cuss you out just as much as she would hug you and want to pray with you, and that was something that was unique that people weren't used to.
Tough love that was softened by a genuine desire to see lives change.
A person that wanted to see other people's life turn around. That's the kind of person I remember her as. A loving and caring person.
Miss Shirley is survived by her 5 living children. Her cause of death has not been released. In her memory, people are donating to her nonprofit through a crowdfunding campaign. Reporting in downtown Los Angeles, Lauren Posen, CBS LA.
Oh, man, it's when the people that are good, the good ones. Hopefully it's not nothing bad like a murder or anything that we find out about her from losing her life. But I know one thing, that lady right there by herself, somebody in the comments said that she did more for the people than the government did. A lot of people are saying some really good things about her in the chat. Look at that. Wow, she was just on the news for good. See that? Sad to lose somebody like that. See that? That's terrible right there. Yeah, Miss Shirley died. I loved her, and she was very inspirational. See, a lot of people know about her. See that? A lot of people knew who she was. That's a terrible situation right there. But I hope that out of that, many other people like that come out of it that look at what she did and get inspired for it and try to help people in the same way that I want to do. Help people and help the animals, you guys. That's how we got to do it. We got to take care of each other, especially the ones that can't take care of themselves. I want to send up a major prayer and a thank you for all of your service and all of the love that you shared for everybody, and just say amen to you, Miss Shirley. Amen. Hopefully all of the people around her, like I said, they get inspired by her, because somebody like that can definitely inspire good things to happen, you guys. Can't just take it all with the bad. Sometimes got to do what you got to do. Let's keep on moving forward. And sometimes you got some cuckoo people. Yep, that's why we pray after the serious stories, because sometimes you get the cuckoo ones that you don't know what the hell is going on. Here we have an individual walks into the federal detention building with fake ID and tells the police, you got to release Luigi Mangione to me. Yep, that's what he did. Claimed that he was a Fed and everything. Check this out. Tried to break him out.
Killer Luigi Mangione, and it involves a failed jailbreak.
Yeah, police say a man pretended to be a federal agent showed up at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, where Mangione is being housed, and asked guards to release Mangione into his custody.
Police say obviously the plan did not work, and now that suspect is also behind bars. ABC's Aaron Katursky here live with what we know so far about the suspect and the plan behind it.
It was just, it is crazy, because it was about 7 o'clock, a little before last night. Guy shows up at MDC in Brooklyn named Mark Anderson. He's claiming to be an FBI agent with court authorization to spring Mangione from behind bars. According to the criminal complaint, he told the Bureau of Prisons guards he had paperwork signed by a judge. The guards asked for identification, and that's when prosecutors say he showed only a Minnesota driver's license and threw a bunch of papers. And the FBI said those were just filings from a lawsuit against the Justice Department. Anderson claimed he had weapons in his bag, but a search turned up only a barbecue fork and a pizza cutter that you see there.
This motherfucker was going to barbecue and poke and prod you to death with a pizza cutter. Now watch where he work at, y'all.
He's charged with impersonating a federal agent and should be in front of a federal magistrate in Brooklyn about now. Anderson came to New York apparently for a job interview that didn't work out. He's been working at a local pizzeria. There's no indication that Anderson and Mangione knew each other.
This fool got mad and brought the utensils from work, and he was going to poke somebody up with a pitchfork and a pizza cutter. Oh, man.
However, depending on what
Something
happens
wrong
in
with
court
him.
today, it is possible, guys, they will both
Something
be
wrong
spending
with
time
this
at MDC.
Just so bizarre, and no idea why he did this at all at this point.
No motive, no indication he knew him, though we know Mangioni's case has drawn its followers.
And he is back in federal court tomorrow for a very big decision, right, Mangione?
It is possible the federal judge is going to decide, Liz, whether Mangione could still face the death penalty if he's convicted of federal charges related to the killing of Brian Thompson. If he is death eligible in the eyes of the judge, his trial could start in January. If she takes the death penalty off the table, the federal trial could start in October.
And that decision could really have an impact on the state.
Yeah, this was a little late for us, but I had to get it to you guys. It's a little bit late, but I swear to you, I had to. I'm like, a pizza cutter. Oh my God. What you gonna do, go like this to them? What you gonna put lines on your forehead like the wrestlers used to do to get your forehead to start bleeding? Yeah, I know about that trick. Let them punch you in the head a couple of times, now you start bleeding, it gets all intense. Idiot. Oh man. I'm here to take over Luigi Mangione. Here's my papers. They said he threw the papers in the air and just started running around and had some stupid, oh man, that was hilarious, kind of funny. Kind of funny for me right there, gotta be honest with you. Kind of funny right there. But let's get on over here. What we got right now? Oh yeah, I told you guys and I told you first. Nobody believed me. We didn't do it first, but they did. Guess what China's doing right now and already started doing? China, they got real life RoboCops. Y'all thought I was playing when I said RoboCop. They got real RoboCops out there, but they starting to morph direct in traffic. They're trying to push the humanoid, the feeling of humanoids and robots living in population together. So guess what? China has already started to use their humanoid robots to do stuff like this.
At nearly 6 feet tall, the newest police recruit on patrol in the city of Wuhu commands attention, less because of the uniform than the 6 high-definition cameras and advanced sensors under that hat that allow the AI-powered robot called R001 to manage the flow of traffic and people in the streets and around the clock. It looks just like a real person at first sight, says this pedestrian. Real-life RoboCops like this have been rolled out in other Chinese cities too, including Chengdu, Hangzhou, and Shanghai. One of the police instructors says the robots work alongside human traffic officers, or they can tap into the traffic lights to work solo. The RoboCops aren't designed to be particularly fast or fearsome, but they are a key part of a wider strategy here to show off China's advances in robotics and to make machines more familiar to the humans whose lives they'll soon be transforming. Chinese robots have moved quickly from factory floors to daily life since 2015, when China's government declared robotics an industry to dominate. It is scaled up to produce 595,000 industrial robots and 13.5 million service robots in the first 3 quarters of last year. Morgan Stanley predicts China
can't get a girlfriend? Get a robot.
China's robotics market will hit $108 billion by 2028. There are now more than 150 companies making humanoids.
So how long have you worked here?
We went inside one of the leading firms called Unitree last year and met G1 EDU. The robotics industry is backed by state funding, a lot of it, as well as venture capital. China's supply chain and talent pool help too.
Describe the pace at which robots and humanoids are evolving here.
Once it will work, it will go very fast.
Somebody said, Bugatti, don't give them no ideas. What you mean ideas? They already got that going on out there. They already got it. Guys are too mad right now. Guys are like, yo, you know what? Y'all want to be hard to get? Y'all want to play hard to get? Hell with becoming a passport brother. I'm going to get me a robot. All right, y'all. I already been showing you guys this all week. That's right. The Hop the Train Olympics. The MTA Olympics. Let me ask you guys, if you ever been in New York before, I know you tried to do it before, or you see somebody do it. They slide through, they go under, they go over the top. Sometimes it gets kind of crazy. Do you think that these new revolving doors are gonna stop people from jumping the train?
Good evening. Police in Brooklyn say they're seeing a surge in people jumping the new turnstile gates at the Sheepshead Bay subway station. Officers are stepping up enforcement tonight. News 12's Terry Johnson is live at the scene.
Patrice, transit officials tell me they've counted more than 30 offenses here in just the last week.
Good evening, police.
All they was doing was walking down the wall. They walked straight down the wall and got right on the train. That was crazy right there, yo. They're always gonna find a way. I'm telling you, New York, I'm sorry you guys, but we are always gonna find a way. If there's a will, there's a way. There was a guy that was squeezing through the other day like this, sideways. Then we had somebody that went under. You got people that jump over the top. Any way to get through, they're gonna do it. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. How many people here love horses? They will tell you a little story. Oh, what was that? His name is Mr. Red. I almost made a mistake and did the Beverly Hillbillies. But this is a horse right here. This horse right here was very aggressive. Nobody really wanted to take him in. All of a sudden, one lady said, you know what? Let me see if I can do something with him. And it's always that one person. Like me, I would probably get bit a couple of times, and thrown off the horse a few times, but sometimes they actually become your friends. And I gotta tell you, I love horses. I've been riding horses since I was about 13 years old. They're very smart, very beautiful animals. So I love them just as much as dogs. But we got this one horse who they saying was very aggressive and couldn't really have a home until one lady met him and through the gift of music found balance. Y'all gonna be tripping off this one. This fool can play the guitar with his lips. I said it. He can play the guitar with his lips. Come on, y'all, double tap that screen for the horse that know how to play the violin, the clarinet, a whole bunch of stuff. Watch this. What's the name of this big old thing right here?
Good job. Can we play some more music?
He put his nose on the strings and started moving his nose. I think that he did figure out that movement creates sound. Even though he was labeled as this dangerous horse, music was a tool to help build trust.
Want to rock and roll?
I decided to get back into horse riding to prepare for horseback safari trip. I found this nonprofit horse rescue in Moore Park, California. I saw Ukiah. He was labeled as this dangerous horse, not trained, bad habits of biting people. It was a little scary volunteering with horses like this, but that also helped us bond together because I also don't have boundaries. It was almost like a magnetic force was connecting us. I decided I really wanted to take on the responsibility of giving him the attention that he really needed.
After a while, they got closer from doing focus training sessions and paying attention to him. And he was ready to ride.
Hi. It was 9 months of developing trust with him before I even brought my guitar into his stall. Ukiah came over and started strumming the guitar with me with his nose.
So they literally a crew now. They got a musical group going on. He got his and she got hers.
I think playing music is very healing. He's transformed into a different horse. That's all that he needed was a deep, serious connection with somebody, and I'm honored that somebody is me.
Q, an adopted love story of a horse and a woman. Oh my God, that was so cute. Let me get some love on that, you guys. Let's double tap that screen and get those likes up. And if you're trying to make some money, you could make up to $650 by going into the description and filling out a survey. Also, you're trying to promote your business, trying to get more people to go over there and buy some stuff from you. Maybe you're a lawyer, a landscaper. I don't know what you do, but whatever you do, if you're already subscribed here, if you're already a member here, you know what we like to do? We like to share the platform so that you can get your promos out. But there's only one catch. You got to be subscribed or be a member. Send over your promotions to bridgethisllc@gmail.com. That's bridgethisllc llc@gmail.com. Has to be in a 1080 by 1080 size frame because that is what YouTube requires. It's not me. YouTube requires that size for it to fit. That's right, you guys. So you got a promo you're trying to get out there, a party, an event, anything you're trying to promote. We do it with the Show Your Talent show. We got to make sure it's up there too. So we're trying to promote and help you guys to get the word out as well. Also, that's what we're about to get into right now because we're not stopping and we're still locking down locations. We've already locked down our Brooklyn location, but we're just waiting for the cold to subside. That's right, you guys. It's so cold in New York right now that we're waiting to do this Show Your Talent search. That's the talent search that we're doing in Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island, where you can also be a part of it and possibly make $250 if you win. Also, when we put the finals together and everyone comes together, you got a chance of winning $1,000. That's right, you guys. Are sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. Myself, I'm going to be the one that's the host, and it's sponsored, like I said, by Big Drip Hard Punch and my DJ, formerly of Black Ink Crew, DJ Don Dada. Also, remember, you guys gotta be 21 and older because it is an alcoholic drink. That's right, the Show Your Talent search. Coming up to Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island, the 5 boroughs of New York, and also including whoever wants to go live here. Just press the button and say, hey, I want to be a part of the talent show while it's going on. And again, if you want to be a part of the talent show, once we start ramping those back up next month, all you got to do is try to put your email address in the location on the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. Go to the first page, put your email address in. We're going to keep you updated on the next location. We did Staten Island already. We've been to the Bronx a couple of times. We're going to go back to do those stores again, and it's still going on. That's right, you guys. And also, time to get those prayers in because it's Friday. Payday, everybody. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. We'll be right back here tomorrow for Saturday. Yes, we'll be right back here. Updated stories, more current events, and more trending topics. But you know what we got to do before we get out of here? We got to get those prayers in effect. So who we praying for this morning on this Friday morning before we get out of here for the week? Okay, Miss Swanza. Okay, Rebecca Lanyan Bueno. We're praying for Tony. Tanya. I see Nikki up in here. We're praying for security. We're praying for health, for great spirits, to make sure that our family is covered as well as our animals. That's right. That's what we pray for every single day. Miss Swanza. Luigi. Teddy's in the building. Also, can't forget about who we got over there. Zions. Jay Woods. Miss Swanza. Tony Zimmer. Rebecca Lanyan Bueno. I hope you're doing good, sis. We always pray for you. Also got Pitt, Frank, who's that? Jurian, OU, Kelly, Jay Wood, Robert Perkins, and again, Rebecca Lanyan Bueno. Hopefully you guys are covered. Once you guys have a fantastic day. Amen. That's right, you guys can't get it. You can't move forward without the man upstairs. No matter what. Get the king side and let's keep it moving. So what? See you guys tomorrow. And that's how we set it off. We do it like this. Y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came in and chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, 6 o'clock in the morning, fantastic show. You guys stay safe. Get 'em. Peace.